Hi guys, I'm on my way to the 2023 BMW Motorrad Days in Belgium. I'm gonna test ride the R18 and the R9T. I think the R9T is gonna be very similar, at least motor-wise, to my GS. But R18 is gonna be something completely different than what I'm used to. So I'm very curious to see like a huge boxer engine, how that's going to behave. So let's see, I'm curious. Hi guys, I'm on the R9T from BMW, R9T Scrambler, riding already on typical Belgian roads, cobblestones. If you can hear it in my voice, this is a little bit less comfortable than with the R18 that I just tested on the same road here. R18 actually filtered out pretty much all the vibrations, and this one doesn't. So yeah. To start with, I think this is a very nice bike for people who are just planning to make smaller rides. Do nothing too crazy with it, no long distance riding, because obviously there's no wind protection, which I think is also a nice thing, because if your wind protection is not 100% right, like on the R18 I just tested for me, then you just get a lot of wind buffeting around your helmet, and that's not comfortable at all. In this case, you're just you're naked on the bike, you feel all the wind flow, which in this case is actually a good thing. Also, it's a little bit warmer today, so it's actually pretty nice to have some wind flow on your body. Bike has torque enough, no quick shifter, so you have to shift yourself, or at least you can still do clutchless upshifting. The gearbox allows it, no issue at all. The throttle response is also crisp enough to do rev matching, so actually perfect. I don't think you necessarily need a quick shifter on a bike like this, because you're probably not gonna like attack all the corners like you would do with a very sporty bike. So I think it's not really necessary to get a quick shifter on this bike. It has a conventional fork, so not a Tilly lever system that you see or typically see on a lot of BMW bikes. So I think they done it for aesthetic, for an aesthetic, because I think in a lot of cases the Tilly lever fork is actually a wonderful system. It filters out all the vibrations without bringing any upset in the bike. And when coming in a corner, when you brake very hard, there's no dive at all, which I really like. So I think on this bike it just yeah, they just did it for aesthetics. And for the rest, like the seating position is good. The seat is not too soft, not too hard. I'm pretty sure I can ride this for a full day. The angle you make with your knees is a lot sharper than with the GS or with the RT or with a lot of other bikes. But yeah, kind of has to be like this on a bike, on a scrambler. If they're gonna make this higher and more comfortable, then it's not a scrambler anymore. Then it goes maybe to like a flat tracker. Then you can make it a bit higher and everything. So maybe an idea for new bikes. If they want to make a new range of R9Ts, they can make the flat tracker. Would also look pretty cool, I think. Can maybe look a bit like the Urban GS, with a nice high fender in the front. yeah, it's a cool bike. Engine-wise, it's comparable to a GS, I think. Maybe a bit less punch. Not 100% sure which kind of engine this is, because the inlets are at the front or at the back, and on the newer models it's always at the top. So I think this might just be the old 1200 engine and not the 1250. So I'll look it up later. So probably this is 120 horsepower and similar newton meters of torque for the older engines. Not 100% sure, but it looks like it, and it also feels like it. It's similar, but it's not like the last punch you have in the GS. But it's a nice bike. I like it. I like to ride it. I wouldn't buy it because for me, I like to do some more kilometers. So this would just be a bike to use for smaller rides, at least for me. And I actually don't make too much smaller rides. I only use the bike for fun. Make nice touring rides on it. I'll go on a holiday on the bike. So that is not something I see myself doing with a bike like this. So. But I can definitely see people buying this bike. I think it's also a nice bike in town because it feels very light. It feels definitely lighter than it is, and it's a nimble bike. I'm pretty sure in the city you can easily manage in the traffic with it. It is not very wide. So yeah, I think like in the bigger cities. For like the nice hipster boys, this can be a perfect bike. And if the hipster boy then wants to go on a longer ride, you can easily do it. Because you see a lot of those hipsters with homemade rebuilt cafe racers and stuff like that. But then you have still a lot of maintenance, and it remains an old bike. You can put 20,000 euro in extras in the bike, but it still remains an old bike. If you buy a bike like this, you have like top-notch technology, very reliable. So I can definitely see why people buy this. Like go nicely to work during the week, and then take the bike in the weekend for a spin. Yeah, can definitely understand why people buy this. Back on my own bike, guys. So it was a very quick visit actually to the BMW Motorrad Day, but yeah, I didn't have too much time today, so I tried to plan, or I did plan my test rides in the beginning. So I was hoping that a few other bikes would be available to test ride at the spot. They were, but only in the afternoon, so it's not gonna be for me this time to test the S1000RR and the S1000R and the XR, because those bikes I also would really like to try. But I was too late with making my reservation for them, because bikes like the S1000RR, they were fully booked for the full day, like not a single free spot. So it was actually pretty busy over there, because it started at 9 and it's only 10:30 now. So I would assume that that most people would come later. But still, the parking lot was already pretty full, and it was a big parking lot. At least it was pretty full with motorbikes. Also, some people came by car, but definitely most people came by bike. It was nice to see. Also, the organization itself was really nice. Loads of bike stands with accessories and like Motorcycle Magazine had its stand over there. Like they had a competition to compete in. Yeah, it was nice. Also the Jekyll and or Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, they had their stand over there to let the people hear their exhausts, which is really cool. That's also the reason why I bought this exhaust, just because I heard it on their stand. So I'm pretty sure if they the guys with the exhausts, if they go to like events like this, they sell a lot of exhaust. It's for sure. It's just so nice to hear these bikes and to hear the difference. Because in an event like this, they did bring quite a lot of different BMW bikes. So it's there's a very high chance that you rode your bike to the meeting. Then you hear the exhausts, and then you compare it to your own exhaust, and then you're like, ah, damn, that's really nice. I would also like to have it on my bike. It's the same with me when I heard it on the Utrecht Motor Show. I just the day after went to the dealer and said, okay, make a price and order it for me, please. It's just so nice. I really enjoy it. I have a few thousand kilometers on my Jekyll and Hyde exhaust right now, and yeah, it's really cool. I thought maybe in the beginning that I'm not really gonna use the button too much and just keep it in the loud mode, but in fact, yeah, you use it quite a lot, or at least I use it quite a lot when I'm in a small city in Luxembourg, for example. I just close the exhaust, and nobody is hearing the exhaust because it's more silent than the original exhaust. And then you're out of the city and there is like nobody to see. Then you just open the exhaust fully, and you can just enjoy the nice Boxer soundtrack. And when you're just cruising around or on the highway, I tend to use the dynamic mode quite a lot, so that is like a little bit in between setting. Should hear it. It's really cool. Definitely a deeper sound than on the stock exhaust. It's really cool. Okay guys, I think that's it for today. I would like to ask to subscribe and like my channel, my videos, and yeah, keep an eye on the next videos. There's quite a lot more to come, I think. Planning to review or have some more first impression videos on bikes. I'm going to Phoenix, Arizona next week, so I will also be riding a bike over there. So I would say subscribe and keep an eye on the channel, please. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.